Obviously, very disappointed. I thought our guys competed and battled hard, but there are no more victories in this league, and you got to give Pittsburgh a ton of credit. We were right there at the end of the game and had an opportunity to go win the game, and twice. And like many times that we've seen on tape, their defense makes a play. They got 2 picks to kind of close it out, and I thought there was a lot of things that we did well in all 3 phases, and then there's some things that were just really killer. A couple plays here and there. Obviously, offensively, the turnovers in the red zone was a problem today. Defensively, stopping the run, we had way too many missed tackles. And then on special teams, anytime you get a PAT blocked, I mean, it just changes some of the decision-making at the end of a game where you're going for touchdowns instead of having the option of kicking a field goal to tie the game up. But I do think that there was a lot of good that came out of this in terms of just we knew we challenged our team to go out there and compete for 4 quarters, and I felt from the opening kickoff to the final whistle we did that, and I'm confident if we continue with this that we will end up on the other side of this.
Now, how do you think Jordan handled that last 1-minute situation and getting him out of the field?
Yeah, I mean, he put us in position to win the game. We had an opportunity there. I thought, when we checked the ball down to Aaron Jones, I thought there was an opportunity to get out of bounds right there, and we didn't. And that was critical because that wasted a ton of time. And we would have had a couple opportunities at the end of the game. That was like 20 seconds or so. It felt like forever. He was trying to get us in a position where we were going to have one of the receivers chip the edge. That took too long. Just the whole operation there was not good enough. But I did think he made a couple plays, a couple throws to put us in position to have a shot, to at least take a shot at the end zone.
What were you looking for from the 16 on that last play?
Well, it's a play that we practice all the time as an end-of-game play, and most good defenses like Pittsburgh has, they're going to defend the goal line, and you try to run a corner route to flush a defender out of there, and you hit basically an in-cut behind it, and they didn't back up.
Matt, did you get any further clarification on the lateral that they ruled a forward pass? Was there any further discussion after that or not?
I thought it was pretty clear to me, but somebody else felt differently, so I guess that's the way it is. I guess I was wrong.
Is there anything you saw from your run defense? I mean, last 2 weeks, 2.5 yards of play, and then this week 200 yards. Anything you can kind of gather from the run defense today?
Yeah, a lot of missed tackles. We knew they were going to try to run the football, and they did it better than we did. They went out there and executed better than we did. We had a lot of calls designed to stop the run, and they were still gashing us. So it certainly wasn't good enough. Anytime, I want to say, what was it, 5.5 yards a carry, or roughly. You can't give up almost 200 yards rushing in this league and expect to win football games.
You were gaining momentum at one point, in the third quarter. I think you had 6 or 7 times you got off the field on third down, went ahead with field goal. Did you feel like you were kind of gaining momentum at some point, in the second half before their field goals?
I did, but I thought we kicked too many field goals. We when you get in position to go score touchdowns, you got to convert, and I got to go back and look at the tape and see why we got stopped. But those are missed opportunities in my mind.
Coach, were you happy with the offensive line? You seem to protect Jordan all game pretty adequately.
Yeah, I thought our O-line battled. That's a really good front. I mean, those are two. Everybody knows about Watt as an edge rusher, but Highsmith I think he's just as dangerous. I know he doesn't have the sack numbers necessarily, but he's gotten a ton of pressure on the quarterback. And then their interior does a really good job with the push. So it is a formidable front, one of the better fronts that we've seen. And I thought, considering how many times we dropped back in this game, I thought our O-line did a pretty good job.
Back to that last drive, the play before the final one, when Jordan on fourth down checked it down to AJ. That's something that maybe he might have done early in the season. Was that kind of growth from your point to get you guys closer to the end zone and give you?
Yeah, I thought that was a big time play. I mean, it's fourth down, so you just got to have another play in you. And you know, I knew they were going to probably play off and soft, and we tried to chip their edges right there just to give them a little bit more time to maybe allow the play to develop. And you know, I thought he did a nice job of getting it to where it needed to go, and our guys got up on the ball in a timely fashion with some urgency. But I really think the play that really hurt us, obviously, is just wasting so much time when we checked it down to Aaron Jones.
At the end of the first half, with I think it was like 120 left or so, kind of what was the thought going into that drive, and then did it kind of just get affected by that first play?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we wanted to start the play to get us into the 2-minute mode with a run. We threw the run solution, and we lose 5 yards. So 2nd and 15, they had, I want to say they had the majority of their timeouts, if not all of them. I didn't want to give them the ball back. I thought we were playing hard. It was a one-possession game. And when you're 2nd and 15, it just, quite frankly, I was surprised that they didn't call a timeout. And then that would have kind of forced our hand a little bit. But, you know, I thought there was a lot of good things, especially kind of weathering the storm. I think we gave up, what was it, their first 3 possessions. I mean, they got 17 points out of the first 3 possessions. So being down and being able to claw back and have an opportunity, I thought one of the big turning points was when we went a 3 and out when we had the ball at midfield. That was a, you know, another miss-op, I would say, when we had an opportunity to go in and take the lead right there before the 2-minute drive.
What did you see on the blocked extra point? There, obviously, that blew pretty large at the end of the game.
I didn't see it. I looked up, and that's when I saw it. So I know this. Going into the game, we coached. They're going to try to time up just the snap, and I don't know if that's exactly what happened, but we're supposed to use like a dummy snap count in that situation. A lot of times they go off our holder's hand, and so we wanted to throw it off a little bit, and so I got to go back and look at it.
On the shot to Watson in the end zone, what'd you see on that play, and is that something where he shouldn't be trying that, or what do you
Yeah, they
think?
clouded the coverage. They had a safety over the top. The corner made a good play on it. Really, that's not the intent of the play in that situation. Anytime you see a half-field safety, we were running a double move on both the outside and the inside that was designed for single high defense. They played a shell. So, I mean, I go back and look at it, but just thought that the ball needed to go backside.